welcome back to Does Boxing. We back with another one. So we're gonna break down these new WBO rankings. They just came out a couple of days ago. You know what I'm saying? Just getting around to do it. But I want to salute everybody coming through the building. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Feel free to drop any questions you may have in the chat. It's all good. You can follow me on my social media, scrolling across the bottom. Twitter at OverJ, Instagram L Does Boxing. It's all good. Y'all know how we're doing with these rankings. So we're gonna do a screen share, and then just what I'm saying, let's go through any changes and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So we'll get to it. All right. So these came out like late Friday night, I believe. You know what I'm saying? I had a chance to take a look at it. WBO, they ain't really too crazy with their rankings, you know what I'm saying? You're not gonna see no real big moves or crazy stuff like that. But just to touch on it, so heavyweight, we seen the big fight last night with Usyk and AJ. Usyk got the decision. So he's the man, still the super champion, still the unified champion, all that good stuff. So we'll see. So like I said, this was updated on Friday. So we'll see next month where Anthony Joshua come in at. He's number 3 right here. Number 1, you got Joe Joyce, and number 2, you got Parker. They supposed to fight September 24th. That's a big fight for the heavyweight division. Joe Joyce is the WBO mandatory, and he got next. He's next in the rotation. I know we want undisputed and stuff like that. That's still up in the air as well. But if we don't get undisputed, the WBO would probably order the winner between Joyce and Parker. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. Number 4, you got Frank Sanchez. He's rumored to come back on the card of Wilder and Helenius. He's supposed to face some Carlos Negron. That's the name right there. Luis Ortiz is fighting Andy Ruiz. That's September the 4th. That's a WBC eliminator, though. We seen Zilly Zane last night versus Herkovic. Herkovic is number 12 in the WBO. They fought for IBF final eliminator. That was a hell of a fight, man. That was a hell of a fight. I thought Herkovic pulled it out down the stretch by boxing and stuff like that. Both guys was tired, but Zane can punch, and he proved that he was better than what a lot of people anticipated. You know what I'm saying? Especially myself. I thought that was a good fight. DB803 in the building. What's good with you, bro? Salute. All right, so you have number 7, Wallen. No fight for him. Michael Hunter, he got a fight coming up November 12th versus Harry Fury. Them Arisen just fought. Dempsey McKean's supposed to come back October 15th in Australia. Let me see. The rest of them don't have any fights, but we want the top of the division. We want to see Undisputed, of course. We got Wilder coming back versus Helena, so that brings a extra spark to the division. And we're gonna see. We got 2 big fights coming up in September in the heavyweight division. Ruiz versus Ortiz, and then Joyce versus Parker. Those 2 big fights. So we're gonna see. So cruiserweight, they call it junior heavyweight. You got Lawrence Okolie as the champion. He got 1 fight left with Matchroom. They're talking about him coming back in November. I don't expect for him to get nothing too crazy. Just be honest. If he talking about leaving already, I don't think they're gonna get him a big crazy fight. They probably stick him on the undercard. So we'll see what they do. Chris Bennett Smith is number 1. That's a stablemate. I'm not thinking they're gonna fight. They got the same trainer. We seen Badu Jack yesterday. Now that fight would make sense, per se. But just like I was saying, I don't think Eddie Hearn gonna give Okolie a real big fight, and he's not gonna pick an opponent. They're gonna want some bread. I think Badu Jack probably would want a lot of bread for that fight. You know what I'm saying? And I thought he lost last night too. Bruce Gas in the building. What's good with you, bro? Salute. So Badu Jack fought Rich Rivera last night. I thought Rich Rivera actually outboxed him and won the fight, but we'll see. And Badu Jack was talking about fighting the WBC champion Makabu. You got Sergey Kovalev, number 3. Those are big names for Okolie, but I think he's going to get something, probably the cheapest opponent on his way out of Matchroom. So we'll see. But looking at these rankings, they haven't changed from last month. Let me see who got some coming. I don't think nobody have a fight as of now. So we'll see. I know Dorico's supposed to go down the WBA route, but we'll see. I thought Badu lost that fight. So yeah, I did too. I thought I thought it was probably close, but I thought Rivera did enough to win. He should got a decision. Moving to light heavyweight. Speaking on Rivera, Rivera came in at number 15 at light heavyweight. So that was he proved that he deserved that ranking. So I like to see him go back down to the 175. I know in January he turned down the Joe Smith fight. Joe Smith had a late replacement. He was one of the guys considered. He turned it down. So maybe he can come back down and fight Joe Smith Jr. coming off a loss. I think that'd be a good fight for Joe Smith coming off a loss. And Rivera's tricky, and he better than what a lot of people give him credit for. So we'll see. But at the top of this, you got Berbiev as the unified champion. He got a mandatory Anthony Yard, but news came out about Berbiev. He's going to be out for the rest of the year because he got a little knee surgery and he haven't recovered yet. So when he come back, he's going to face Anthony Yard. Anthony Yard's supposed to take a tune-up fight, so he's gonna be out the ring for a year. He's gonna face low competition. I feel like Anthony Yard should have fought on the undercard of Brother BF and Joe Smith. I feel like that would have brought a lot of exposure to him fighting in New York City, and he would have stayed active. That's the most important thing, staying active. So he could have had 2 fights before he got to Brother BF. Now he gonna only have one, and probably against low competition. So that's crazy. Let me see. Okay, there's some news gonna come out today. Y'all stay tuned. Zerto Ramirez and Dimitri Bivol has a purse bid today. Pretty soon. Should be coming up. So y'all gonna hear some news about that. But they got Zerto 2, but Waxy and John Pascal, they 3 and 4 in the WBO. They actually in negotiations to fight for the IBF final eliminator. And you'll probably see that in November. So but Waxy versus Pascal. So that's good. So, looking at these rankings, like these guys, the top guys is actually fighting each other, which is good. You know what I'm saying? Callum Smith just fought Matthew Broderick. That's number 6 and number 7. That was an IBF. No, excuse me. That was a WBC final eliminator. And Callum Smith been looking good at light heavyweight. 2 highlight reel knockouts. I like to see him stay active. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna get Brother BF next, so he should get another fight in. I'm a big believer in activity, especially coming off that. He don't got to face, I don't know, nobody too crazy to lose his position, but at least fight an undefeated guy. I don't know, somebody in these rankings. I'm with it, and we'll see. Um, Let me see who got something coming. Jose Uzcategui. Y'all gonna hear some news about him pretty soon. I'm gonna timestamp that in the video. Jose Uzcategui got some news coming up. I know he's coming off a failed PED test, and then he had like a little light fight in between that. He fought like at 191 or some shit, but he making his way back to 168. So y'all gonna hear some news about him. And then I already touched on Richard Rivera. He put on a good performance yesterday. Should got a decision. All right, 168. So we know we got Canelo, undisputed. He's going to face Triple G. They got Triple G number 2. We already know what that is. He's been number 2 for a couple of months. Number 1 is Zach Parker. He's the WBO mandatory, but I don't know when he's fighting. You know what I'm saying? Chin Smoke in the building. What's good with you, bro? Salute. So I don't know what's going on with Zach Parker. I don't know, but I know his mandatory is not due to face Canelo. It's not due until May 2023. So I don't know, but he needs to stay active as well. Number 3, John Ryder. So John Ryder is in big talks to face Jaime Munguia on October 29th. So stay tuned for that announcement. Berlanga is out for a while because he got suspended. Everybody is, and that's another one. His promoter in Canada just signed with a co-promotion deal with Top Rank, so he should have some good fights coming up. Caleb Plant he gonna face Anthony Durrell on the Wilder undercard. That's a pretty good fight, but that's a WBC eliminator. Let me see if we got something else. Boom, boom. Number 15, Adios Yas Bernoulli. Expect to see him in the ring sometime in November versus David Morrell. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for that. But there's no real changes in these rankings, though. We're just waiting to see the big fight with Canelo and Triple G September 17th. Um, Middleweight division, Demetrius Andrade. Actually, they supposed to be in negotiation with Zanabek. That deadline was Friday, so we should hear some news coming up this week about Demetrius Andrade and Zanabek. Demetrius Salida is actually representing Demetrius Andrade in negotiations. So we're gonna see if they can make a deal. Or I don't know what's gonna happen, but he got his mandatory is Zanabek, who is the interim champion. If he don't fight Zanabek, he gonna vacate the title, and then he gonna lose a lot of leverage like that because him having the belt is the only reason why he's credible, really. Even though he's a good fighter, Demetrius Andrade, but we'll see. Jaime McGee, I talked about him. He's gonna supposed to face John Ryder coming up. Chris Eubank, he's gonna face Conor Ben. I like the fight though. I know what it's about, you know what I'm saying? So I ain't really tripping off of it, but we'll see. Falcao, he's number 3, but he's the number 1 contender in in the IBF. So expect to see him on the undercard of Haney versus Cambosos. That's just me. We'll see. This me matchmaking, but the number 2 contender in the IBF is Michael Zarafa. So we know Triple G about to go fight Canelo. We don't know if we're gonna come back to 160. So that might be for a vacant title. Uh Falcao versus Zarafa. Zarafa right here too, number 7. Carlos Adames, he got a fight coming up. I mean, Jose Diaz in the building. What's good with you, bro? Uh, Carlos Adames got a fight coming up. He's going down the WBC route. He's actually fighting the WBC middleweight for the middleweight interim title, the WBC interim title. So that says a lot though, because you know Jamal Charlo is the WBC champion. Adames is going to face Juan Montiel on October the 8th. You know what I'm saying? For an interim title. So I don't know if a lot of you guys was aware of that, but that's big. That's big news right there for Carlos Adames. So that means I don't know. They probably pushing Charlo to do something. I don't know. I don't know. This shit looking crazy. Let me see. We got something coming. Felix Cash. He's rumored to face number 13, Dennis Radovan. That should be coming up on the undercard of Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Ben. So stay tuned for that. That's a nice little UK European fight. All right, moving to 154. So we got the undisputed champion Jamel Charlo. He got Tim Tszyu, the mandatory WBO mandatory. That's coming up in January. You know what I'm saying? They done made the fight like 2 months ago for January. So we'll see. Liam Smith is fighting September the 3rd. That's his first fight with Boxer and Sky Sports, so he'll be back. Tony Harrison is number 1 at WBC, but I'm not sure when he's coming back. Carlos Ocampo. So Carlos Ocampo got a big fight coming up October the 8th versus Sebastian Fundora. That's a WBC interim title fight. You know, so that should be a good one though. Let me see. We got something coming. Okay, we got a new entry. Xander Zayas comes in at number 11. This is the first time he been ranked. He won the NABO title last week on Teofimo undercard, and he look like he can be a star in the sport. You know what I'm saying? So that's a decent ranking. I'm pretty sure they're gonna move him pretty well. You know what I'm saying? Top rank. So we'll see. He should be back pretty soon as well. All right, we're gonna move down to welterweight, 147. So we already know we got Terrence Bud Crawford, the WBO champion, and we of course we know all the fans. We all wait for this big fight with him and Spence to get announced. So we already know what time it is with that. So hopefully it get done. I'm thinking November 19th, but we'll see. Virgil Ortiz is still number 1. He's number 1 in the WBA as well. So they're doing some, you know what I'm saying? Virgil Ortiz is right there in line. You know what I'm saying? He's come off a victory over Michael McKinson, where he stopped him with a good body shot. Man, TS Boxing in the building. What's good with you, bro? So you got so Virgil Ortiz, he's sitting real good. Jerron Bruce Ennis, that's another one. He's right there for a title shot. He's the number 1 contender in the IBF and number 2. And he's like top 2 or 3 all across the board. So It's kind of difficult getting Boots fights. I know Boots. A lot of guys don't want to fight him, but he's there, and Showtime is pushing him to actually get a good fight, and they're gonna be willing to pay guys too. But we'll see. And that leads me to Keith Thurman. That's the fight I wanted to see. I'm not sure Keith Thurman takes that fight. We know Keith Thurman is probably one of the biggest names in the welterweight division, and we'll see. And we'll see if he takes it. I'm not sure he will. They got Conor Benn number 4. We talked about him moving up to face Chris Eubank. That's like a I don't know. I ain't gonna say that's a bit. That's like a specialty fight, but I like it though. I think that's a big fight in the UK though, and it got my attention as well. I like Conor Benn. Cody Crawley, he's number 5. Now he's been linked up to Stanionis to fight on the undercard of Spence and Crawford whenever that fight get made. That's a good fight though. You know what I'm saying? For Stanionis' standpoint, he'll be facing a southpaw to get him ready for either Spence or Crawford if them guys stay after they fight, or even Boots. You know what I'm saying? In this division, you need to be prepared to face a elite southpaw. And Crowley is a attacking guy coming off 2 good wins. That'd be a pretty good fight too, actually, matchup wise. So we'll see. David Avanesian, he's staying the European route. I don't know. He been fighting, but he been running through shit over there since his last loss to Igis Kavalauskas. And Igis Kavalauskas, I just brought his name up. I expect to see him back in the ring pretty soon as well against Michael Fox. So stay tuned for that. Number 7, you got Alexis Rocha. So he moved up a couple spots. You know what I'm saying? He can be in the running to get Virgil Ortiz Jr. And then number 8, you got Blair Cobb. So Blair Cobb comes into the new rankings based off that win he had against Maurice Hooker. So that only tells you, because he was unranked last month, that only tells you either one, they're gonna get him ready for Ortiz, or they might run it back with him and Rocha, which I don't think they need to run it back with Rocha. But maybe he a possible opponent for Virgil Ortiz. Like I said, Virgil Ortiz getting used to fighting southpaws. He fought one a couple weeks ago. Maybe he fight one of these guys next. But when you see Black Cobbs coming to a new rankings, that tells you something. Let me see who got something coming. Giovanni Santillan, he just fought. Lewis Crocker fought a couple weeks ago. Let me see. Yeah, that's about it. But Giovanni Santillan, he struggled last night. He got the victory, but he struggled. He had to come from behind and get that one. All right, moving to 140. So Josh Taylor, he only got one belt left, and that's the WBO. He vacated all the other ones, and guys want to fight for him. We seen one guy fought for, 2 guys fight for it last night. The WBA. He vacated the WBC as well. You got Jose Zapata versus Regis Prograis. They're in negotiations right now for that fight, and then the IBF. He just vacated that one. That's Jeremiah Ponce versus Sabir Matisse. And you should see that, hopefully see that on the undercard of Wilder versus Lanius. So he's only got one belt. Josh Taylor, he's talking about fighting Calderon in a rematch. I'm down for the fight. I just wish Calderon can fight for all the titles because I thought he wanted to fight. But, we'll see. He might not even fight at 140 again. It may be a catch weight. So I don't want you guys, thinking he's really campaigning at 140. I think Josh Taylor actually they're gonna make that fight like 143, 142. But it's gonna be a big fight over there in the UK. And Jack Catterall just signed with Boxer and Sky Sports. So yeah, expect that fight in November sometime if they fight. We'll see. So we got movement at the top. Teofimo Lopez enters at number 1 this month. Last month he was number 4, so he won the international title versus Pedro Campa. And the international title is like the second highest belt in the WBO. So he's number 1. So that lets y'all guys know what time it is. Maybe it's a possibility he get the Josh Taylor fight. He would have to travel because Josh Taylor, I don't believe he can even come over to the US no more. But that actually out the window too, because Teofimo has a fight date already. If you're already putting out your fight date, that means they got some plan for you already. So December the 10th, Heisman night, that's Teofimo Lopez next date. We'll see who his opponent is. I got some ideas too. Number 2, Liam Paro. So he was number 1 last month. So he drops there on the spot. So he's still in position to fight for the vacant title if Josh Taylor vacated like tomorrow or some shit. So you'll probably see Teofimo versus Paro maybe. But Paro has a fight coming up October 15th against Brock Jarvis in Australia. You know what I'm saying? It's the same day as Haney Cambosis, but they gonna go regular Australian time. You know what I'm saying? Cambosis and Haney gonna go a little later. It's gonna be actually on the 16th out there, but it's gonna be the 15th for us. Y'all know the time difference is crazy. But Leon Paro has to win this fight to maintain his position, though. So we'll see. We got Jose Ramirez. I guess he gonna be out for the rest of the year. He turned down the WBC vacant title fight with Zepeda. So I don't know. Juan Barbosa. So that's the name, and I think it makes the most sense for Teofimo Lopez next. Undefeated young fighter, got some skills. I feel like that's a good fight for Teofimo, but Teofimo obviously don't feel that way. So I don't think Teofimo gonna fight Barbosa if he get his way. You know what I'm saying? Jack Calleraw's number 5, so he linked up with the rematch with Taylor. We talk about Regis and Pedraza. Sandor Martin, and that's a tricky fight if that's the fight Teofimo gonna take. Sandor Martin turned down an eliminator in the WBA because he said that O'Hara Davis, nobody wanted to work with O'Hara Davis, so he looking for a big fight. So maybe it's Teofimo. You know what I'm saying? We'll see. Sabiru Matisse, we talked about him. Him and number 11, Jeremiah Ponce, they're going to fight for the vacant IBF. Chef just had a fight. Cesar Francis fights on Pro Box. Louis Riston, one of the UK fighters. Jose Pedraza, so he got a big fight coming up. So his fight just got more important. And we seen Teofimo at number 1. He bought to face Richard Comey. So I can see this. If Jose Pedraza beats Richard Comey and look good at 140 pounds this next weekend, um, I can see him fighting Teofimo Lopez in the Garden December the 10th. He's a Puerto Rican fighter, former world champion. He did this schedule before a couple years ago. He took the title from Ray Beltran in August, and then in December he fought Lomachenko on Heisman night. So I can see him doing it again. So this fight just got more interesting. You know what I'm saying? Not just from a hardcore fan perspective, but looking at the rankings and how shit be moving and shaking. Jose Pedraza is like in the must win. And I think both guys in the must win anyway, without even mentioning uh, opportunity at Teofimo Lopez in a world title fight. But this put a little bit more spice on it. So Jose Pedraza versus Richard Comey, that's August the 27th. So tap in with that. That's next week. All right, moving to lightweight. So you got the undisputed champion, Devin Haney. He gonna run it back with George Kambosos. That's August 15th for us, August 16th for over there. He said, my man Ali in the building, definitely a must win. Yeah, for sure. So so that rematch is coming. They're having a press conference tomorrow. So and you guys into that, tap in with the Top Rank YouTube channel, Haney Kambosos 2 press conference. So that's what it is. Lomachenko, he got a fight date. Well, he's coming back. He's back in the States. And he's training for a fight either October 22nd or the 29th. He's going to face number 12 ranked right here, Jermaine Ortiz. That's a good fight. That's a good fight because it's telling me that Lomachenko trying to prepare for a young athletic fighter and Devin Haney. Ortiz brings similar stuff. He might not be as long and rangy, and he probably ain't the same type of fighter, but he's athletic and he's fast and he, you know what I'm saying, he got some good skills. So that's a better matchup. It was gonna be between either Jermaine Ortiz or Jeremiah Nakathia. And Ortiz he has more of a style of Devin Haney than Nakathia. Nakathia is a heavy right hand puncher, one dimensional, you know what I'm saying, trying to take your head off. Ortiz, good feet, good angles, fast hands, good counter puncher. That's more similar to Devin Haney. So him and getting prepared for Devin Haney, you can't. I think that's probably the best you can do right now, Jermaine Ortiz. He said, "Yeah, Jermaine can fight. Yeah, he can fight." My man G5 Jeff TV in the building. What's good with you, bro? Salute to you. All right, so going down. So you got Pitbull Cruz. Well, I missed Dennis Baranchek. He got a fight coming up. He's facing Yvonne Mendy. You know what I'm saying? That's a hardcore fan fight right there. Pitbull Cruz he got a WBC eliminator versus Eduardo Ramirez coming up with Luis Ortiz undercard. So he trying to get in line to fight for that vacant title. But you see, he's number 3. Angel Ferreira, he should be coming back on one of these DAZN Mexican shows. Will Zepeda got a good ass fight coming up November 5th versus Jojo Diaz. That's a good ass fight. You know what I'm saying? Since Jeremiah Nakathila didn't get that fight with Lomachenko, he still can. I like him against number 15, Raymond Muratalla. Muratalla is a top ranked fighter. You know what I'm saying? I like that fight. Let me see. Michelle Rivera, now he's holding out hope to get that that Tank fight, but I'm thinking Tank versus Ryan Garcia. I'm gonna stand on that. But if it ain't Ryan Garcia, it should be Michelle Rivera for Tank December 17th. Number 11, Gustavo Limon. That's the IBF mandatory at 135. So, he's in position, but I'm not sure when his mandatory is due or it's going to be called. So, we're going to see. All right. Let's move down. 130. Talk about 130. We had a big fight last night at 130. TS Bison in the building. Salute to you guys. Salute. Yes, sir. Salute. Salute to everybody in the building. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys hit the like button, all that good stuff. I appreciate it. We're going to get back to it, though. All right, so 130. So we got Shakur Stevenson. He's the number 1 guy at 130. He got a fight coming up September 23rd versus Roberson Castiel. That's a good fight. I think that's a good fight. It's a battle between Olympic gold medalist and Olympic silver medalist. And I think this is gonna be a fight where you're gonna see Shakur put on and be the aggressive guy. Because Castiel want to box and all that shit. Yeah, we're gonna see. It's a hometown fight too, so we're gonna see. He coming off that big win versus Oscar Valdez. Number 1, you got Archie Sharp. Um, so he's supposed to be the mandatory for Shakur. I'm not sure how that works. I don't even know if he can travel to the US. Y'all already know what time it is. It would make sense for Archie Sharp to face Oscar Valdez. Oscar Valdez has a fight date November the 12th in Vegas. Sanisa Estrada gonna be on the undercard as well. So that would make sense for Oscar Valdez. I'm not sure. My man JC in the building. What's good with you, bro? So I'm not sure who Oscar Valdez is gonna fight. This guy, I'm thinking it's gonna be somebody in this ranking. We'll see. Leon Wilson, that's an Australian fighter. He just had a good victory not too long ago. So maybe, I don't know. Lamont Roche is number 5, but he's like he's a mandatory for the WBA for us, Hector Luis Garcia. But I'm not sure if that's going to be next because, as y'all know, Hector Luis Garcia was the mandatory. So I don't know if he's going to do it back to back. And he didn't win no vacant title. You know what I'm saying? He beat the champion. So uh, Hector Luis Garcia may have a voluntary coming up. And I'm guessing it's going to be Abner Mares. But that's something else. We're going to talk about that later. That's another show. You got Albert Bell. He coming back. I think it's September the 3rd. He's fighting in his hometown. O'Shaquie Foster. I'm not even sure what's going on with him. I know he's going down the WBC route. He's number 1, but I don't even know. Henry LeBron has a good fight coming up. He's fighting on Shakur undercard. You know what I'm saying? So I believe it's Andy Vincent's. So stay tuned for that fight announcement. Eduardo Ramirez fighting Pitbull Cruz. Rachmaninoff is number 11, but he's number 1 in the IBF. So expect to see him versus Joe Cordina in the fall. You know what I'm saying? He might have to travel over there. So we'll see. We'll see who Oscar Valdez fight. If he stay down the WBO path, it can be one of these guys at the back end of these rankings. You know what I'm saying? It can be one of these guys on the back half just for him to get another win. Top ranked rock with Oscar Valdez crazy. So they probably won't get him a win, have him looking real nice. So we'll see. Featherweight, you got Emmanuel Navarrete as a champion. We seen him last night. He struggled. He didn't look good. Those first 5 rounds, he didn't look good at all. He was slow, lethargic. I don't know what the hell's going on with him. His punches was coming out hella slow. And his foot movement, everything was slow. He didn't look good. But he came through with the body shot knockout, which he needed that shit because I thought he was down. I had it 4 rounds to 1 for Baez. So Baez put on a good show. He had a good game plan. He just got caught with that body shot. So I don't know. Now Rente got. I don't know. He got to get it together. Now I'm not sure how long he stays at 126. He said he needs to move up. Yeah, he probably do. I'm not sure how long he trying to stay at 26. Given the title picture, he's not gonna get a unification right now. Because if you look at the landscape at the top, he needs to go back to fight. Yeah, 5 times, 10 times a year, all that good shit, bro. Stay active. I think that's what hurt him. Um, so you look at the picture at 126, the championship picture, starting with the IBF. So the IBF is Josh Warrington. He got a mandatory. Luis Alberto Lopez, we seen him last night. He's number 5 in the WBO, but he's number 1 in the IBF. They gonna order that fight. You know what I'm saying? They're about to order that fight probably the top of next week. So he can't go. He can't get the unification right there. The WBA. So Leo Santa Cruz and Lee Wood supposed to fight. Lee Wood turned it down. Lee Wood basically vacating his regular title. Y'all gonna hear some news about this pretty soon. But he's about to face Mauricio Lara. That's a hell of a fight, though. That's you know what that's I respect that move because he ain't have to. He can vacate it and just fight somebody else. Fight Kiko Martinez. He going after Mauricio Lara. That's I give Lee Wood some props, but he gonna vacate his WBA title though, and I pretty much seen that coming because Mauricio Lara was number 13 in the WBA, and then the new rankings came out. He was unranked. I was like, damn, why he? You know what I'm saying? He right there in line. So that told me that shoot, maybe Lee Wood about to vacate his title. You know what I'm saying? Free Smoke Bronco. Yeah, that's yeah. September 24th. So you're gonna hear some news about that. Y'all already know what time it is. And then the WBC route. So since Leo Santa Cruz don't have to face Lee Wood, he trying to unify with Ray Vargas. You know what I'm saying? So you may see that fight at the end of the year or maybe top of next year. It depends. So we'll see, man. So I don't know. So if he stayed down at 126, who he gonna fight? He gonna fight Dalby, who number 1, who he just beat up twice. Like I don't know. It's crazy. Now I know Top Rank wanna see where Robis Ramirez at. He's number 4. Um, he got a fight coming up against Jesse Magdaleno. He's gonna fight on the Lomachenko undercard. He said, "Who you got in the fight between Leo and Vargas?" I like Vargas in that fight. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure how Leo gonna look at 126. I haven't seen him there in 4 years, so I'm gonna have to go with Vargas. So we'll see. So I don't know what Navarrete do. He better. He probably should take a fight at 130, a little in between fight, see how he feel. He wouldn't have to vacate his title because he don't have a mandatory do. Maybe go up to 30, take a fight at the end of the year, just to see how you feel. You know what I'm saying? And then if you want to come back and get a unification, come back to 26. But yeah, he need to move up, bro. He don't look good. He gonna mess around and keep fighting at 26 and lose to somebody he's not supposed to. And that was about to happen last night too. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, going down these rankings, so it look like 126 is heating up. You got Mauricio Lara right there, number 2. You know what I'm saying? Brandon Figueroa, number 3. That's those some good ass fights. You put those together, it'd be some hell of a fights. Robis Ramirez spoke on him. Lopez, you know what I'm saying? Baez deserve another opportunity based on that. I like to see Baez versus Joet. That's a good fight. Baez versus Joet. Maybe we'll see that Joet get hella opportunities. We got Mark Maceo, Ruben Villa, guys like that. Gio Santismo just had a good win. So we'll see. 122. So you got Fulton, unified champion, WBO, WBC. Man, he gonna be out for the rest of the year. That's crazy. That's one of my favorite fighters as well. I like him. You know what I'm saying? And I think he's creeping up in that pound for pound list. Still need to do a little bit more for me. But him not fighting the rest of the year after fighting in June is crazy. I know he got a fight coming up. He supposed to fight Luis Neri, but I guess that fight got pushed back. Luis Neri is actually coming back October the 1st down in Mexico. He taking a tune up. Or this is I think they having one of their female champions is about to retire. So they're doing a card for her. So Luis Neri, you know what I'm saying, gonna be on that show. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. He said that PBC rotation. He said that they have that PBC rotation. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't like that rotation. I want to see these guys in the ring, but he's still the man though. He got big fights coming. If anyway move up, that's a hell of a fight. You know what I'm saying? And then he still got business at 22. Hopefully, we can get undisputed before he get the anyway fight. So we'll see. Talked about Neri, Mike Plania. He got a big fight coming up, no, September the 4th. Luis Ortiz undercard. He's facing number 6, Rais Salim. That's a WBO eliminator. That's a good fight. Zelani Tete, he may be the dark horse in this division. Y'all seen how he looked his last fight. Tall, rangy, and can punch. So we'll see what Frank Warren has for him. Zach Hovanesian, that's another good fighter right there. He going to the WBA route. We still got Dan Ramon, Sam Goodman, he's from Australia. So yeah, we'll see what time it is. This division it's decent. Decent division. 118. So we got Paul Butler is the champion. Look like Paul Butler is going to make the fight with anyway for undisputed sometime in December. It's a Neri kind of done. Yeah, he looked okay against Castro though. He looked okay against Castro. So Paul Butler versus anyway should be December. Jason Maloney is I don't know if he's the mandatory, but he's number 1. Maybe he is a mandatory. Still Casemiro. We had a big upset last night. Rashid Warren lost a 6th rounder. So he basically done. I don't want to see how he can come back. Because he don't really have like a crazy style. He's not a big puncher. And that's crazy he lost that fight. Coming off that knockout win he had against Damian Vasquez. That's crazy. He lost last night. Charlie Edwards, Vincent Astrolabio up in there. He just beat Rigo. And Manuel Rodriguez. So Manuel Rodriguez may have a title eliminated with Gary Antonio Russell. They may run that back. So we'll see. I want to see what they're gonna do with this undisputed with Anyway versus Paul Butler. And then because I expect Anyway to win and move up to 22. He said, yeah, I agree. Yeah, agreed. 115, we got Aoka as the champion. He coming off a good victory over Daniel Nietes. He got some payback in that fight. So I want to see him unify. I mean, Joshua Franco is the WBA champion now. There's no more regulars. He's the only champion. He got elevated because Estrada he turned the fight down. So I like to see Ioka versus Joshua Franco. I'm pretty sure Joshua Franco going to take a little tune-up fight or something because he haven't fought in over a year. That's crazy too. What they did to him, what Golden Boy did, or what happened with that when he haven't fought and shit like that. But yeah, that'd be a good fight. But Ioka, he nice with it. So looking at these rankings, nothing too crazy though. Jay Berneda, number 14, he had a fight recently. He had a fight. He just won this weekend. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. Andrew Maloney and Jason Maloney, they'll probably be on the undercard of Handy Cambosis too. You'll probably see them back on the undercard. 112, Junto Nakatani. That's another good young fighter right there. I want to see what's next for him. Definitely unification would be nice. We got big unification in this division coming up. October 22nd, Sonny Edwards versus Julio Cesar Martinez, IBF and WBC. That's a good ass fight. Got some storylines to it. Hopefully, Junto Nakatani can get a good fight. The WBA champion, he has a mandatory coming up. He's gonna face Jimenez, who just beat Ricardo Sandoval on the top rank Golden Boy show. So he's unavailable. I think they're in negotiations right now. So I don't know. Nakatani is a big kid. Maybe he moves up. Maybe he moves up and get Ioka. You know what I'm saying? We'll see. He said the fake Nakatani. He nice with it though. I like him. All right, so we're moving down 108. So you guys about to hear some big news in this division at 108 pounds, and y'all gonna get some clarity. We got some big fights coming up. We got the champion Jonathan Gonzalez. Y'all should hear something about him coming up, either October, or November, and he's supposed to be fighting in Japan. Looking like it's gonna be the number 2 guy. uh, Awata. He may face him. And then you got another big fight that's lining up for that division. The IBF is vacant, but you got Hector Flores and Sam Naganji. They're gonna fight for that title September the 3rd on the Zone show, and it just got announced. That's on the undercard of Estrada. Estrada coming back, so that's on his card. So we'll have that field, and then we should see a big fight between Karaguchi and Kenshiro. That should be crazy. So we'll see. Yes, sir. So that's good though. Get some clarity in this division. Hecky Butler is the mandatory in the WBC. Mark Vaselis, that's another that guy can fight though. He's moving up from 105. Um, Carlos Gonzalez just had a fight, but he going down the WBA route. He just fought and won this weekend. So we got some decent guys. Hector Flores about to fight for the IBF. So that's what it is. And then 105, Taniguchi is the champion. We can get some unifications down here as well. Um, the WBA champion CP Freshmore, he supposed to face I think he supposed to face Eric Rosa or Oscar Collazo, who just became mandatory. So yeah, we'll see. Taniguchi got some good fights though, and hopefully he can unify though with the WBI excuse me, the WBC champion. With WBC champion got a fight coming up, and then the IBF uh Valadares, he just won the title. So maybe they can get a unification going or something like that. So yeah, those the rankings right there. I want to do a little recap. The thing that caught my eye the most. I'm gonna go back and touch on it real quick. So the biggest thing for me that I've seen, Teofimo Lopez #1 in the WBO rankings at 140. I mean, that's real significant because that lets you know what he's actually doing and what Top Rank is trying to do with him. I want the Barbosa fight. I'm not sure that's going to happen, but it's like a lot of opportunities. Maybe he put himself in line for a Josh Taylor fight at the end of the year, but that means he'll probably have to travel. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm thinking he gonna fight on Heisman night. It's gonna be either two guys. I'm gonna say on Barbosa, but I don't think he's the front runner. I think if Jose Pedraza look real good against Comey and dominate, and I'm saying put his name back in the mix, I think it's gonna be Teofimo versus Pedraza on Heisman night. You know what I'm saying? Puerto Rican fighter, former world champion. I think that's what we're gonna see. If it's not him, it should be Arnold Barbosa, but maybe it'll be Sandor Martin. That'd be my three right there. So I would say Jose Pedraza, Sandor Martin, and then Barbosa, because he ain't trying to fight him. You know what I'm saying? I would like the Jose Ramirez fight, but I don't know if Jose Ramirez is gonna fight the rest of the year. You know what I'm saying? He getting married in October. That means he'll have to be in training camp, for a December fight. I think he's done for the rest of the year. So we'll see. And also one more thing, Xander Zayas at 154. So he's number 11. So that's good right there. The young kid that's got his first world ranking. So that's what's up right there. So those are the two things that really caught my eye right there. Xander Zayas and Teofimo. They'll move in the rankings. I like Richard Rivera being number 15. I thought he beat Badu Jack. Badu Jack is number 2 at cruiserweight. But Richard Rivera, so he put himself in line for some big fights, man. I like the Joe Smith fight. They got the same promoter. But we'll see though. So it's real interesting stuff with these rankings and stuff. It kind of give you a guide of what's gonna happen next. So it won't nothing too crazy in these rankings. It's just something you can just point out, pinpoint. So yes, sir. So yeah, I want to salute everybody coming to the building. I appreciate y'all guys' time. Make sure you guys hit the like button if you haven't already. Y'all can hit me on my social media, Twitter at OverJ, Instagram LDubsBoxing. I appreciate y'all support. That's my time, and I'm out.